All right, good evening, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good Friday today. We've made it to the end of the week. It's a pretty hot week, especially there at the start. I got my computer over here, so if you want to say hello, we got Eva tuning in. She says hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from and how your Friday went. Hope you guys had a good one out there. But today, just wanted to do a quick experiment for you guys. It's going to be, pretty short and easy, something you can do at home with the family, just kind of to have a little fun. We're going to make a little at-home lava lamp, which is not going to require any heat. In fact, all you're going to need is some oil, about a third of the amount of oil or a third of the amount there of water, so you're going to need more oil than you have water. Some Alka-Seltzer or whatever you want to get. I have the HEB brand, which was much cheaper, so go with that. It's probably literally the same exact thing. And some food coloring. So that's all you need. You don't need a wine glass. I went with a wine glass because it's Friday. Let's be classy, I guess. I don't know. But you can use a bottle of water. You can use a clear plastic cup, whatever you want to use. I think the effect kind of looks cool, though, in a wine glass, so that's what I'm going with here. So let me know who's tuning in the comments, and then, we're going to go ahead and get right ahead with this, and I'll try and make sure I can, hold things up to the camera. I think you can see it I think I got the shots set up pretty good here on my couch. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to add a little bit of water there into the bottom. That's probably about good. So not the whole, probably had maybe a third of a cup, maybe third to half of a cup in there. And then you're going to add your oil. And so initially you'll kind of start, as a big conglomerate, but remember that there's two reasons that the oil and the water separate. So the reason the oil stays on top of the water is because oil, even though it feels, kind of stickier and, I guess less pleasant to the touch than water does, it's actually less dense than water. So it's going to sit on top of water. You can think back to maybe like the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. That's why all that oil collected on the top of the ocean. Now another thing is that oil molecules are nonpolar, but water molecules are. So you have, for oil molecules, you have the same charge on each side of the molecule. But for water molecules, you have a positive charge and then a negative charge at opposite ends of the water molecule. That's actually a big part of the reason why we're able to get lightning, because water is polarized, and so it's able to get that separation of charge up there in the clouds. Now another thing that you're going to need here is some food coloring. What color should I go with? It's going to show up best. Probably purple. Let's go with some purple food coloring. Hi Kim, hi Joanne, hope you guys are doing well. Now you're not going to need a ton of food coloring, but add enough to kind of make it nice and pretty. Don't want a continuous stream, want to get a couple of nice little drops in there. Now the oil is going to try and hold these up, but as you can see, they're kind of sinking down below the oil into the water. And that should do the trick. One more for good measure. So now you got some little balls of food coloring in there, starting to collect at the top of at the bottom of your wine glass. Some of them are staying in the oil, but they'll generally tend to sink down. But now here's where the Alka-Seltzer comes into play. So Alka-Seltzer acts as kind of a stabilizer, and that's why you take it when you're not feeling great. Basically what it is it's just baking powder with a little bit of aspirin mixed into it. So not only does it have a little bit of that pain relief in it, but it has the baking powder, which is just sodium bicarbonate, and that's going to react with water, and when it does, it'll dissolve into the water and produce little bubbles of carbon dioxide. We're going to tear that open and get one of these tablets out of here. Uh-oh, that one was already kind of broken. That's fine. You do want to break it up at least into probably 2 pieces. You don't want to just stick the whole tablet in there. Wow, that one really broken. Maybe that's why you get the on-brand Alka-Seltzer. It's less crumbly. So that's all there is to it. You got your water separated from the oil, and then you put in some drops of food coloring in there. And I've actually never seen this in person. I've only seen it on YouTube, but let's drop it in there and see what happens. And there you go. Check that out. Got your own little homemade sort of lava lamp. Maybe I even put in too much food coloring. Look at that. It's almost like a food coloring like tornado kind of thing. I don't know. So the water throughout this entire process stays separated from the oil. So all that water is down there. It's just kind of turned purple because of all of the food dye. But you can see some of it kind of there bubbling up at the top. Now this will keep kind of bubbling up and down. You'll get those little currents for about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or so, and then it'll kind of start to die down. But I've seen people, they put like lights on the bottom of a cup that's more like this, and you can like get like make a light show kind of out of it. There's kind of a bunch of different things that you can do with this. So it's just a little bit of a fun experiment, a fun thing maybe you can do with the kids or the family over the weekend. Carolyn and Rodolfo say that it's cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see. And it's just you have the different densities of oil and water. You have the water reacting with the Alka-Seltzer, which is basically just condensed baking powder and a little bit of aspirin, and that's what you get. I wouldn't recommend drinking this. In fact, when you're if you do this at home, when you're done with it, you also need to dispose of the oil. You don't want to dump all that oil down your sink. So just make sure if you do it, you can take a little bit measuring cup and get some of that oil and get it out of there. Throw that in the trash before you rinse out the cup, because it's a lot of oil to be sending. But look, I mean, it's not going quite as crazy as it was at the start. I mean, shoot, I have an opened packet. Might as well see what happens here. Right? This one's pretty broken up. Let's keep it going. Look at that. Nice. All right, well, that's my little experiment for today. Just a little bit of fun with different densities of different things, and little reaction with water and sodium bicarbonate. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Be sure to tune in over the weekend. We have a couple of chances for some thunder showers here in the Permian Basin. The next week, get a little bit cooler here in West Texas. So be sure to tune in for updates on that. A couple of showers and storms will be possible next week as well. Plus, on Wednesday, we're still counting down to the NASA and SpaceX sending 2 astronauts into space. That's targeted for next Wednesday still. So be sure to stay on the lookout for updates on that as we go through the weekend and into next week. And yeah, hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, and have a great weekend.